Today on City Corner, we have a preview of the Gateway Groove Festival, and we'll also take a look at things you can do at the Magic House. That's next on City Corner. I'm Steve Potter, and welcome to City Corner. The Magic House / St. Louis Children's Museum always has something going on, and coming up later in the program, we're going to highlight a few things that you might be interested in. But we do have an event that's sort of new to the area, not sort of new, it is new. And we want to tell you about that. It's the Gateway Groove Festival, and joining us here today is Myleke Boeski and Mr. Courtney McSpadden. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And one thing I want to say right off the bat is this is a first-time festival, and we want to let people know it's been rescheduled because originally it was going to happen in October, but you've rescheduled it for April. So you want to give us a little background on what happened?
Yeah, so basically we were doing it at the Mississippi Underground, and at the time of us making the arrangements, they were in construction. They were in like a renovation mode. And we really planned on it to we wanted it to be in October, but because of some installations that needed to happen on as far as the building and the codes of the building, we just rescheduled it to spring.
I'm not familiar with that building. What is it?
It's the Mississippi Underground. It's on 2nd Street. It's right behind the boathouse. It's like a historical building, and I believe that we just wanted to make sure that we had all the dancers and the crowd could be just safe. We wanted to make sure everything's safe.
Right. So we'll remind people about that April the 24th, but it's good to kind of know about it. And is this all your creation?
Yes. It was founded by me. I own a company called Lord's Chocolate Shake, the perfect blend of black ideas, which is a media solutions company. And originally, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I used to go down to First and O'Fallon Street, which is right around the corner from where we were going to do the event, and at Route Wide Park. And it's like kind of like right behind the Laclede Powerhouse, but originally on Sundays, they did Cypher Sundays, which was a day where b-boy dancers and crump dancers would come together. And at the time 5 years ago, I was a huge enthusiast. I used to go down on those Sundays and take pictures of the dancers. And it just inspired me, man. I just really wanted to, I never officially knew that really existed. Like it was a real element, outside of New York or outside of the West Coast. Like for me to be from St. Louis, I just never imagined to see people spinning on their heads and actually break dancing and breaking, So once I saw it, it just inspired me so much that I said, yo, man, we got to do something with this.
Okay, I want to ask you more about how this came about, and there are a lot of different elements to it and things like that. But Mr. Courtney McSpadden, I have to say that whenever anybody calls me Mr. Potter, I always say, no, that's my father. But I'll call you Mr. McSpadden if you'd like.
I appreciate that.
Tell me your role in this, and because you're not a break dancer, are you?
When I was younger, probably. But basically, Mr. Myleke, Mr. Boeski, we met a couple years ago through his media program and his media outlets, and he's done a lot of media offerings for me and my family and friends and other business owners. We trust his business. We trust his work ethic. Just really adore what he puts out. And we just wanted to be involved in one of his programs. And being that this is his first program, we co-sponsored the event. So we put up some of the prize money for the event that he's having. Some different categories, the dancing, the rapping, the ciphering. And I think it's some graffiti art as well, right? Yeah, so same thing. It's 50 years of hip hop. We under 50. We enjoying it. We're reveling in it. We celebrating our heroes and our
culture and history.
Yeah.
And what's sort of the warm fuzzies about it? Is it about bringing people together and positive energy, or how would you put it?
I would say right now where we are, like I just went to the intersection, like the intersection of Washington, right? So I was doing interviews and I was telling people like St. Louis right now, to me, we're in a Renaissance realm. Like we're like, this is our intersection. This is our time to get to know each other, to re-meet each other. This is our time to actually show the world what we have to offer outside of what the norm is, especially for our culture, because I just feel like St. Louis, as far as African American wise goes, like we're really not getting a really good representation on a national scale, and we have a lot to bring to the culture.
You want to emphasize some positive stuff.
Yeah, I want to emphasize positive.
Does the idea for this festival, Myleke, go back to your childhood then?
Yeah, for me, especially with the double dutch, like my mom, when I was growing up, my mom, my sisters, my aunts, they all played double dutch.
Okay, you have to tell me what that is.
So, that's holding.
Double dutch is jump roping with ropes that we do in
Oh,
there.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 ropes, 2 people on one person on each end. They're holding 2 different ropes, and they're going back and forth, and then you got another person running, jumping in, and that was a big part of my childhood, and then also dance. Me and my little brother, we used to get into a lot of dance competitions when we were young, and like now I'm not even in anywhere near the type of shape I need to be doing competitions, but it was a major part of my childhood, definitely.
And I heard you have a little b-boy in you, Steve. You got some moves?
Oh, well, I've seen the moves. Usually in my past, when I've gone out to dance things, my friends laugh at me, so.
Oh, really?
I'm probably not quite as competent as you guys.
Well, I always tell people, when you go to those battles, those people are just like us. They're in a room filled with their peers.
Okay, so let's talk about the big picture here. It's a whole bunch of activities. You've alluded to some things, all different kinds of dance and music. How do you describe it if you're going to describe the whole event to someone?
I would describe the event as a family extravaganza, high energy celebration of culture and heritage. This is something that, if you love to move, I seen on a movie, they said you got 2 different kind of people in the world. You got people who dance and you got people who frown. And we the type of people who dance. So that's what.
And who are exactly you trying to appeal to? Who do you want to take part in this? And you're looking for people now, right? I mean, people can still get involved, especially since now that it's rescheduled for April.
Man, I personally, I want everybody to be involved, but I personally really want the elders. Like, I want people that are like 50 and up to be involved. Like,
oh, my friends.
Yeah, your friends. Your friends are my friends, like for real. So like, I would really love people who were actually a part of the culture, the originators of hip hop, the originators of dance, the originators.
Is this someone we know, or?
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
That is he's a famous tap dancer.
You know what? I can't.
Gregory.
That should be Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines.
Which right. He did a little time. He spent a little time here in St. Louis and opened up a couple of dance companies. And just like he was saying, the b-boy competition and things like that, it's just an extension of the past. We have elders or elder statesmen like Gregory Hines, the Calloway brothers, people that brought dance and expression of Black culture to the mainstream and to the main front. And we're just doing our part to extend that and give exposure to people who otherwise might not know about it or just want to join it. Bust a few moves. Okay.
And I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. But it's not just for Black people, is it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Some of the best dancers in the city are most definitely not Black. I mean, it's some pretty dope Black dancers, but I know some Asian dancers. I know dancers who are Caucasian.
Well, if you got the groove, it doesn't matter what color.
If you got the groove, it don't matter.
Steve.
It does not matter.
I might start here in a minute.
Yeah,
I'm just
welcome there.
So do people have to sign up ahead for this? How does all that work?
So they go to the website, gatewaygroovefest.net, or either go to Eventbrite and they find the event, search gatewaygroovefest.net. They can either sign up. Right now we're offering free tickets. So it's like an early bird tickets. Up until, February, we'll be offering free tickets to anyone who wants to come out. And then as far as participation in the event, if you want to be a dancer or a jump rope competitor, then it is $25 to enter. There's a $1,000 first place prize to both competitions. Mm-hmm. There's a $500 second place prize to both competitions, as well as a championship belt and we will be giving away 16 trophies.
CG, so how long does the event last that day?
The whole event will be from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it'll be from 11 to 3, which will be the jump rope competition, and from 4 to 8, which will be the b-boy and dance competition, and then from 9 to 1, we will be doing the block party. And that's the main part that I really want to have the elders come out to. I want to have like a disco type of vibe. Yeah.
Okay, you got my interest now. Disco.
Disco, yeah.
What rap is to you, disco is to me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Please don't call me sir again.
Disco was it.
Explain your little slogan that you have, where rhythm meets the streets. What does that mean to you?
It means my initial growth in life is all about grind equals success. The harder I grind, the more successful I'll be. And in my household, when I was growing up, my mom used to always say, Myleke, you're going to have to pound the pavement in order for you to get out there. You're going to have to get out here in those streets, and you're going to have to actually work your butt off in order to get what you want. The rhythm meets the streets means no matter what part of the streets you're from, no matter what part of your neighborhood, whether you're from the hood or whether you're from the suburbs, we all have rhythm. And as long as you're willing on tapping into your inner rhythm, we're here.
I've got disco CDs. I'll talk to you about that later.
Yes.
We have some information come up on the screen about the event, and it has been rescheduled. It's the Gateway Groove Festival, where rhythm meets the streets. It's been rescheduled for April the 21st. So, as you said, to find out more about it and to register ahead of time, they got a little time now, go to gatewaygroovefest.com, and it all takes place at Mississippi Underground Hall, which is on North 2nd Street.
Yes.
So I know this is, like we said before, this is the first event for you, so I know it must be a really big deal. And we want to thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll see you at the Groove.
Yes.
All right. When we come back, we're going to check in with the Magic House, St. Louis Children's Museum. So stay with us.
There's so many reasons to love St. Louis, you can't pick just one. From the arts, architecture, and culture. An all-new development, including the Cortex Community Center. And you're never too far from great music and entertainment.
So come and experience St. Louis.
There's so many reasons to love St. Louis, you can't pick just one.
What I love about St. Louis is the 79 unique neighborhoods and 108 beautiful city parks, including Forest Park, which is actually larger than Central Park in New York, and the gorgeous Tower Grove Park right here.
And there's always something new to experience, no matter the time of day or the season. So come and experience St. Louis.
I'm Steve Potter. Welcome back to City Corner. Well, the Magic House St. Louis Children's Museum has a lot going on all the time. And I'd like to introduce you to our guest now, Marissa Lorance. And Marissa, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Excited to be here today.
Now, the Magic House has been around a while.
Oh, since 1979.
Do you know, what was the idea originally?
You know, to create, as a children's museum, we want to create a place where kids can come and play, and they're also learning, and just a place of beauty, wonder, joy, and magic.
Didn't I read somewhere that, weren't you designated like one of the best in the country a few years back?
We were. There's lots of children's museums throughout the United States, even the world, and we are definitely one of the top children's museums right here in St. Louis.
And exactly where is it located?
Kirkwood, Missouri, and then we also have a satellite location off of Delmar.
Why is it important? You know, a children's museum, a person's mental image might be going there glass cases of children or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Why
it's
do
a
you
lot
call
of.
it why do you call it a museum?
Yeah, it's a hands-on museum. So again, it's a place where, it's not a place where you're a museum thinking, oh, we can't touch that. We encourage kids to play with our exhibits, and you know, they're learning teamwork, they're learning developmental skills and language and social skills while they're there. Our newest exhibit is actually from the Indianapolis Children's Museum, Scooby-Doo Mansion Mayhem. So this is an exhibit where kids can come and it feels like they're stepping into a TV show like the Scooby-Doo.
You know, I'm a little too old. Of course I know who Scooby-Doo is, but I'm not sure I've ever seen a Scooby-Doo program. Believe it or not.
It's been around for, I think, almost 50 years now.
Oh, no kidding.
Again, families will definitely enjoy this exhibit. When you walk in, you are helping the Mystery Inc. gang, so Scooby and Shaggy and Fred and Velma and Daphne. They're all there, and they are trying to solve the mystery of the jewel-thieving ghost. So kids can look for these green fingerprints and footprints, and you know, they'll lead them to find clues, such as there's a pipe organ, and if kids play the notes in the correct sequence, then a door opens, revealing where the villain hid the jewels.
So that runs through January, I think, right?
Correct.
So is it all about kids? What's the role that adults play?
Yeah, you know, we encourage all of the parents to, you know, not just step back and watch their kids play, but interact with them, and making sure too that when they leave the museum, they're also bringing up the experiences that they had there.
We have a few images to look at. Why don't we do that, and you can tell us what we're seeing at the Children's Museum.
Yes, so this is our Scooby-Doo exhibit. There's secret passageways that the kids will be crawling through. There's even a tinkering workshop that Fred needs help setting a trap to catch the villain. Of course, Scooby and Shaggy are always hungry, so there are sandwich building contests that the kids can participate in. Yep, there we go.
Can adults do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, here you're playing a virtual ghost chasing game with Scooby and Shaggy.
Well, how does it actually work? Do you have to book a certain amount of time to come in? Do you have to make reservations to come in? Is it someplace where you go in for 15 minutes? Or are you there 3 hours? Or tell me how it all fits together.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of families that will spend all day at the Magic House, which is why we have a membership program that's fantastic. You can come as much as you want. You can stay the entire day or just a couple hours. Our admission fee, there's no reservations required. You can just come on in. Our admission fee is $14 per person.
Now, you are a non-for-profit.
We are. So that's what we have, a lot of fundraising events going on. We have our annual gala that's every October. We also have adult play dates that our Young Professional Board host, where adults get to come and eat and drink and play throughout the Magic House. So our October one that we have, the adults can have a costume contest and do a fall beer tasting, eat s'mores in the garden, and explore those exhibits they remember as kids. And then in December, we have a holiday adult play date for them as well.
Oh, that's neat. Now, you've been there a while, but you weren't there in the beginning. What's the story? How much do you know? I always heard that the Magic House was actually began because of a couple of volunteers that made it happen.
So
What's the
our
story?
president, Beth Fitzgerald, she has been there since the beginning and has really just grown the Magic House from what was a small Victorian house to a 5,500 square foot museum.
So it's, and I've seen pictures of it, of course. It's an old, like, Victorian sort of thing,
It is. We've kept that Victorian style throughout.
but just a lot of add-ons.
Exactly.
And, you know, as I've heard, it's ranked very high up there with others across the country. You've probably seen a few.
Yes,
right?
I was going to say there is a Association of Children's Museums. We host a conference every year. A couple years ago, it was actually in St. Louis, and we got to bring professionals from other children's museums to the Magic House to really get to show off everything that we have.
Let's look at a couple more images from the Magic House, St. Louis Children's Museum. That looks like fun.
Yeah, so we have our big truck day event every October. We have about 17 trucks that'll be out there this year that kids can climb in.
Now, you don't let them drive them.
They cannot drive them. They can pretend drive them. We'll have a fire truck where they get to meet real firemen. There's a hot dog lunch, and of course, they can go in the museum and play as well. This is a ticketed event, so we will definitely want families to register for this event in advance.
So is it true, like, you have some events like these that they're temporary, but some of the exhibits are permanent, right?
Yes. So another one of our exhibits that is getting ready to open is a cultural exhibit called Ciao Bambini. So this is an exhibit all about Italy. It's our fifth one that we'll be doing. We have one Children's China, Kenya's Kids, Argentina's Niños, and Namaste India. So Ciao Bambini will be our fifth traveling cultural exhibit that is going to open at the Magic House.
Is this part of it?
Yes, so it is being installed this week, and we are so excited for it to open up to families. It's going to show families what life is like over in Italy. So we will have a pastry shop, a gelato shop, a pizzeria, being able to let kids understand what the similarities and differences are between life here in the United States and what life is like in Italy. So they'll get to see what a school looks like. They'll learn Roman numerals.
I think that's fascinating because Italy is one place I really know nothing about.
So you can come to the exhibit. I
know I like pizza and gelato.
Exactly. I was going to say Italy's all about food. It brings people together. We're definitely highlighting that in the exhibit. And, these are exhibits, too, that we always want to make sure they're authentic. So we have an advisory committee that really helps make sure the exhibit is as representative as possible.
Okay, I've got a little list of things I jotted down here, I guess exhibits and maybe events, and maybe you could just tell me a little bit about a couple.
Yeah.
These are the ones that caught my eye. And this will interest some people, the SC soccer exhibit.
Yes, so we partnered with St. Louis City SC back in the spring and created an exhibit that looks just like their training center. So when families are walking in, they can kind of feel like they're just a part of the team. It even has a kicking simulator. So the kids can head out on the pitch and kick a soccer ball into a virtual net.
Wow. And I'm not sure if you mentioned the Children's Village?
Yeah, so our Children's Village, that's one of our permanent exhibits that has been beloved by families for such a long time. Kids can pretend to be a store owner. They can work in a pizza shop. We have an apartment now, a children's hospital, a pet clinic where they can be a veterinarian, and even go fishing, which I know is also a favorite.
What about nature play?
Yes, nature play is one of our outdoor exhibits. So that is open, weather permitting. So when it gets into the snowy season, I don't know if I'd recommend it, but during the summer, it's a great space. We've got all native plants there, a mud kitchen, and we also have a garden out in the front of the museum.
Wait, I have to ask, a mud kitchen?
Yes, a mud kitchen. So we've got
I've never heard that term.
Cupcake tins out there. You can make mud cupcakes.
Why would you want to make mud cupcakes?
It's all about the imagination.
Okay.
So letting kids, play in the mud. They can get dirty at the Magic House and just everything that they're really learning from.
And not get in trouble like they might at home.
Yes, exactly.
Let's look at a couple more images.
Yes, so this is
Halloween.
for our Not So Haunted House Halloween event. Our staff dresses up as storybook characters, and kids can trick or treat throughout the Magic House. This event is sponsored by Schnucks, so the kids, as you can see there, get a trick or treat bag and go around to different locations using a scavenger hunt. And at each spot, they will get a snack from Schnucks.
It seems like I read something on your website, and tell me if I'm maybe mixed up, and I can't remember how it was phrased. But it was something about acknowledging and respecting differences in children, whether it's sexuality or I think there are a bunch of different categories. Am I kind of going the right way on that?
Well, you know, we want to make sure all families are welcome at the Magic House, and we have such a diverse staff. You know, we want to make sure as families are coming in, especially kids, that they see someone that looks just like them.
And that could be a wide range of things.
Exactly.
What's the bubble room?
Yeah, the bubble room. All kids love bubbles. I would say our exhibit component that's most popular is our bubble round, where you can stand inside of a bubble and it's almost like a hula hoop that's around you. And so you can build stand inside of a bubble that you build around yourself.
There's a Star-Spangled Center?
Yes, Star-Spangled Center. So we've got a judicial branch, legislative chamber, and even a mock Oval Office where you can sit and pretend to be president.
No kidding. So do you take something like that? Describe that a little bit more to me. I mean, how do they pretend to be president? Are there activities that they do, or what?
Yeah, there's a lot of trivia that goes around that kids can answer. And then there's a scavenger hunt too, so different things that they're looking for. And then the president's guests, they can pick up the phone and talk to past presidents. There's a podium there where we have speeches that are kid condensed that they can read and pretend to be on TV.
I think you may have mentioned the kids' construction zone. There's a sunshine classroom, a waterfall patio?
Yeah, we have a lot of outdoor exhibits that are really great, especially, again, this fall weather that we're having in the Midwest is always really nice to check those out.
Well, Marissa, what would you advise to people? Because it's all kind of complicated. If parents are sitting home now, how do they figure out what they want to see, when they want to come, what they want to do? What do they need to think about ahead of time?
Yeah, I was going to say, follow us on social media at the Magic House. That's a great place to always find out what exhibits are coming, what events are happening, and also just a behind-the-scenes peek at everything going on.
Mm-hmm. And I think you also have a lot of volunteer opportunities people might like to know about.
Absolutely. We have a great youth volunteer program. So, again, those kids that are in high school can go to our website and apply to be a volunteer, and it's just a great opportunity to be out in our museum interacting with the families, or again, maybe it's prepping to get something ready for one of our special events.
Well, Marissa Lorance, thank you. And also, I might want to mention too, you can rent the museum if you want to.
You can. We have great private events. After the museum closes to the public, you can rent out the museum for corporate events, weddings, you name it.
Well, thank you. There's always something going on. People need to check out your website and take advantage of it. There aren't many like it. The Magic House St. Louis Children's Museum on Kirkwood Road. Go to magichouse.com. Marissa Lorance, thank you so much for joining us and shedding some light on it, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, there's magic in the Magic House. That's
exactly.
Sure. I'm Steve Potter. Thanks for joining us for City Corner, and we'll see you next time. Bye.